Welcome back to another episode of Free Dad Raid Shadow Legends. We are on our main account. We were doing the free to play account, and then life became life, especially with kids getting back to work next week. And it wasn't a priority to do these things. But I am going to make just casual videos that I think will be helpful for the majority of the player base. Just because I do feel like I have a good experience and grasp on the team, on the game with different concepts. Kind of where we're at with this one, we're really just waiting for that 2 times event or maybe a special event for some souls. Just we're not going through the fusion that's going on. I don't think she's going to be important for this account. She's not really going to bring anything unless you have the partner. And really, when I'm looking at this champion, I'm thinking it's high level arena, which we don't do. We do some live arena. We definitely jump in live arena. I think we're in like silver 1 or 2 or something. But we have live arena where we have 5 champions, maybe 6 sometimes that we pick. So nothing really eventful. What we have really started to dive into more is this Hydra. Now, our clan does not focus on Hydra, so we do not have Nightmare unlocked as a clan. I think myself and one other person hit brutal. This was only a priority for me as for the last maybe 3 weeks. Started doing the free to play, started playing Raid more, and then I started getting into this account more. And I said, hey, how can I take it a little bit further? And then they had the city of Centranos reset, so you got to have your free gear removal, which always comes with the free upgraded premium optimizer for the Hell Hades website. So I took that time, dove into it, and I tried to find some teams and some concepts to get an understanding. So this is my brutal team right now. We got Nekmothar in here. He's just in a, what is it, Relentless with some speed. I think he's at like 280, 290. There, it is a very good geared team, obviously, with the amount of damage that I'm able to do on Brutal. New absolute MVP. I put a refresh accessory on him. I think it's an attack refresh accessory. So it doesn't do really much for stats, but I was kind of watching the run. This is full auto. I'll click sometimes if a head gets devours somebody. That way, New make sure he targets them since AI doesn't set up that way, which I always thought was kind of goofy. But the one head devoured, so I was paying attention. So I clicked on that. Newt did his A3, got the refresh proc and the relentless proc. Did the A3 again, got another refresh proc and a relentless proc, and then did the A3 again. So there was like 3 million damage right there, and I was like, holy crap. So if you do have the refresh procs accessories, they can be very helpful. I think it's like a 5%. But this is my brutal team. As for my hard Hydra team, I just built this one to kind of test it out. So I pulled another Necmothar when we were going for a Cupidus. I have a Venus, so I really want a Cupidus. So every single 10 times, 15 times, 20 times, whatever, I've always pulled for Cupidus just because I really want one. And interesting fact, I've always gotten a legendary during those, but I have never gotten a Cupidus. This time I got my second Necmothar, so I have my backup team, which I'll run if this one doesn't do enough damage on hard. But I'm working on masteries right now. We don't spend money on this game, so I'm working on masteries through farming the Minotaur. They have the 2 times for speed and the dragon right now, so I'm doing some hard 6 on dragon to see if I can get some better speed gear I need a different chest for my Lady Mikage. She's in a flat stat chest right now. So I'm just trying to get any percentage or resistance or an accuracy chest on her. I guess not attack percentage, obviously, but with a triple of speed or a high double. So I'm going to be building him in a provoke set. He's going to have some slower speed. It is hard, so it's not too crucial. And plus, he's going to get boosted with Shamal. So he's going to be in provoke about 250, 260 if I can get some better gear for him. We have the burns and the hex, which is going to be really great. Normally I would do like Mathral in this team, but I used her in the main team for Brutal this time, and it paid off. She's kind of in a fast, more of a damage build. I have my second Harima. This one doesn't have as much love. I guess we can kind of go through the stats. So obviously he's not built yet. I haven't thrown on any gear so that way I can speed the Minotaur faster. We have Lady Mikage. I lock out her Metamorph. Sometimes she does it for whatever reason if they do get buffs. So that way she can strip the buffs with this one. So I just lock this out, make sure her priority is ally attack, and she kind of does whatever she wants. Base form, good HP, good defense. She's fast. She's in my best speed gear. In protection gear too, which is really nice. So if they do steal the buffs, I don't have a Mischief tank in any of my teams. I've never found it too important. I'm sure it would be better, but I just don't have anybody that I want to build as a Mistress tank. Um, I've never prioritized resistance. I think this is one of my highest resistance champions on my account, which is kind of funny. Accuracy enough to strip the buffs, and then if she does crit, she's going to hit pretty hard. I think she's in like crit rate gloves just because I had pretty good speed roll. Prioritizing the HP burn and the leech first. This is how we're getting our healing. This leech and then this leech. So we have no other form really of healing besides a spot heal on our Ugo here. And then she's going in with the, um, oh wait, I did this one wrong. It needs to be the other way. Let's see. So I haven't ran it yet. So I always prioritize the HP burn. And then this one will extend the HP burn. And then it gives it hex. I'm not too impressed with the leech because I have a leech champion already. And then we have our Harima, just prioritizing that A1. I need to open with this one because normally I would run a Husk in here. So I always ally attack, make sure we get the provoke in the Husk, and then I just kind of let it go. And this is the second provoke option for me. But I'm going to have a provoke set here. So actually, let's just do this. So let's leave it as this. So that way we'll just rerun it until we get a provoke on here to open it up. That'll be kind of nice, but good crit rate, good crit damage, good defense, good HP, good accuracy, good resistance. This is kind of my all-arounder Harima that I'll use in dungeons, using Doom Tower, stuff like that. And then I have Inquisitor Schmel, just kind of does what he wants. Fast, decent attack, good crit rate. I'm trying to get some more ascensions into attack and some higher ones. I have the chest plate that has attack percentage, and then I think I just got the boots that has attack percentage, but I haven't rolled them up, so hoping to get this closer to 4,000. Oh, he just kind of hits a little bit harder. It is my second one, so I don't just have as good of gear on him. And then Ugo's in Relentless, and really just prioritizing this one. I kind of just let her use this whenever. I think maybe we probably should prioritize that just in case, so she is doing healing. But she's fast, tanky, good resistance, good accuracy. So that is that team, but I'm going to talk about this team today. So normal can be pretty good. So like obviously you don't have the 3 times points, so this was 580. Since I'm the only one that does Hydra, typically, like we have 4 keys here. I I float around now 1 billion damage for like my Hydra one because nobody else like I'll do 1 billion and then for this last Hydra one we collectively is 1.1 billion. We collectively did 1.7 billion. So we don't move up. It's kind of nice. So we don't move up really to face like the bigger clans because we realistically just have one person contributing. So why that's nice is we always place in top 3 because we're just not playing as high of teams here. And for whatever reason, it doesn't move us up because our average key damage is pretty low. And like I think we only end up getting like 20 to 30 keys, not like the 60 some that other clans do. But we still beat them because most of the time my damage is better than all of those. Sure, I could move up to another clan, but then I might not get one of these two, and these are pretty nice. I've been stacking up those mythical skill tones, even though I don't have another mythical champion to do them. But anyways, I digress. So let's talk about this team. I think this is going to help a lot of people understand how to get a lot of damage from normal because when I'm in our clan Discord, when I'm just kind of talking with people about this, they prioritize different things on what you should do, in my opinion, on normal. So I think if you're going to take away anything from this video, I think this is going to be the portion that you want to take away. Yes, all these champions are built incredibly well, but if you look at these, they don't have the basic build up that you're going to see in a lot of those others. So you can even just look at My other clan member here did the 26. So I'm going to tell you everything that's wrong with this team. So I don't feel like HP burn is that important in a low level. I think a good damage dealer is going to be more important in normal. Yes, HP burn is going to do a percentage. I think it's 3% of their max HP. Normal doesn't have that high max HP. Hard doesn't have that high max HP. Brutal has a higher max HP. Hard still is way more important to have a burner versus a damage dealer than normal is. So I would save all of my burners for higher levels. It's going to be the same with like um, he does enemy max HP hits. So it's gonna be the same. You see who only did 6 million damage. He's gonna do that in like three enemy max HPs if he's going on brutal, if he's going on nightmare, if he's going on hard, it's gonna take a little bit more because it's based on their HP, the same as the burns, same as it burns, so he's activating burns here. Poisons really don't do a lot in Hydra. I don't think he does too much for this team. I can't click on whatever he does. But I think maybe he has an increased speed, but you already have increased speed covered. Yes, you need some healing, whether that's through a seal, whether that's a leech, and then you kind of need a support person. Would have rather him put a support person that could maybe revive or just bring better buffs than the resistance. But I think this team realistically could be one key and hard pretty easy because you have your enemy max HPs. So I want to go over this team quickly, and then I'll just jump into the run. So we have our Razelvarg. He is fast, good attack. This is he's our arena build right now. So this is one of them that I use for arena. I'm prioritizing as a 3. We have a Venus here, really good AoE decrease defense and decrease or the weekend, and then the burn. So the burn in this team is important because it's going to help Blade Master utilize his skills. But built fast, 100% crit rate, kind of hits. She actually kind of does. High resistance. I would hope that she would get targeted as the mischief person, but it does not happen. They just kind of take free willy. We have our Harima. This one is my live arena build. So semi fast, almost 7,000 defense. The blessing rework kind of screwed me on this one because you used to be able to get some pretty good defense on polymorph with the 2-star. You can't now. You got to get to 3-star. So I'm missing another 700 defense that I would typically have. I saw some gear to roll up on her, but then like practically no accuracy. You don't need a lot for this stage. High crit rate. I'd love to get some more crit rate in her, but she's in lethal, so it works. Sun Wukong is also in lethal, so I think this is going to be important. You have damage dealer. I think it's savage. Damage dealer lethal. Damage dealer lethal. And then I think relentless because I wanted more turns because of his passive. So with Sun Wukong, he's just putting that block buffs as his priority, so that way we don't get the poison cloud. Because the name of the game for this team is hit hard and hit fast. I think that's important when you're looking at Hydra normal. You want to hit hard, and you want to hit fast. So almost 7,000 attack, almost 300 crit damage. I'd love to get a little bit more, but enough accuracy to land it, enough resistance. I have some goofy resistant rolls that I just need more dust to either move them to accuracy or something else. But I think the chest is resistance, and then the banner right now is both resistance. And I rolled them up because a little bit of resistance probably never hurt. It does kind of help in arena. He doesn't get CC'd very much, which is kind of nice. Blade Master prioritizing his A1, second turn is AoE, but it's going to ignore defense. And then the second one, this one hits really hard, but it does line up pretty nicely that this is the 5th turn. Um, and it's the 5th turn whenever we have this. So fast, decent attack, really good crit rate, and then he's going to add more crit rate on here. And then we have an increased attack. The only reason Duchess is in this team is because we have an increased attack. You could easily switch this for an Armiger. So that way you're going to be moving faster. So it's just for this increased attack. It's kind of nice because it also does the veil. So you get the head of torment, but they're typically killing that head within a couple hits anyways. Good resistance because it's live arena. I fast. Good HP, good defense. She definitely can be built a lot better. So that is going to be this team. So we got it selected. And then we just let it run. I don't care which I don't care which rotation it's going to be on. This is still going to be the team that's going to be used. So you can kind of see how it works. It would be so much nicer if my Harima was faster with still these stats, but I don't know a way that I could pump more speed into her. I think it did show the stats with the area bonuses. So when I first started, my area bonuses, see like the whatever this head is that provokes. Typically, I have to provoke it one time, and then it's gonna die because there's so much damage on this team. So it's just super nice because I don't have to worry about multi provokes to try to just CC these heads. I'm just doing damage. I don't care about anything else besides doing damage to these heads. You can see a second head down, less than a minute. And the nice part is if you're just one of those people that just want to jump in and you want to just be able to, hey, I want to get my one key as fast as possible, and then I want to move on, bam, you're at one key in a minute and 7 seconds. Easy enough. I want to stack up as much damage as possible so that way I can get more of the class points. So I flow in, I at least want 300,000 or 300 million out of this team. That is my goal, and I'll just put it on auto. I'll let it do its thing, walk away for an hour, and then I'll come back to it and then see what it did. If it did what I like, great, I'll just keep it. If it didn't do what I like, I won't keep it. But with that 300,000, with the 510 or 580 million, so 300 million and 580 million that the other key did, I'll be able to easily get to the top chest. That's almost my billion damage there. So ideally, I'd like a 320 team, is what I'm going to float for this time. So once it gets to 320, that's good enough for me. I would have really hoped that he would have had his block buff so that way they didn't get the poison cloud up. That is unfortunate. So it is what it is. I don't think it's really going to mess with this run at all. But I'm just going to go ahead. I'll speed run through this and you can kind of see what the damage is at the end of it. And then we'll jump back on. Apologize about that. I stepped away for a little bit and then came back just to make sure everything was going good. Did not realize that it had stopped recording. I did unplug my headphones, so I don't know if that's why. So I'm just going to record from the audio now on the computer. So if the audio does sound different, I do apologize. But I'm just going to let this go ahead and run. We're 21 minutes in. We're halfway towards our goal. Seems to be going pretty good. Let's see how it's what, a 2-turn now on the heads. So let's see how it is busting them out. This one does look like it has quite a bit. So what's he able to do? Cleanse there. We got the provoke, got him out, stole the buffs back. Everything is back to normal. It's nice. Free login champion, and those two are probably some of the most crucial members on this team. Razelvarg was a fusion, so you should have him. If you don't have a Harima, just pick anybody that can do damage that can do a provoke. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can be a Bivol the Thorn. He was also a fusion champion. Build him as crit damage with some accuracy and some speed, and that's all you really need in that role. If you don't have a Duchess, we already talked about the Arbiter. If you don't have a Venus, it's really trying to figure out somebody that has a defense down and a weekend, or somebody that can do the burns, and then in your Harima spot, try to pick somebody that can do the defense down and weekend, because you really just want the bunny hitting hard. You want Sun Wukong to hit hard and steal those buffs back, and then you have basically just your 3 damage dealers right here. So that's kind of what you need. But this looks like it's running incredibly smooth. So I'm just gonna let this keep going. Kiddo is awake, so I'm gonna go ahead and give her a bottle, and then I'll check back in. Hopefully this is gonna show 300 and maybe 400,000 damage. I know we're coming up on the boss turn count, but I don't know how fast my team really is moving. So we might do our turn count limit first. But as long as it's 320, that's kind of what we care about. I might run it if it's at 319, might not, who knows. I think the brutal team's easily going to be able to do 100 to 150 million. We'll see later on. I can do a video on that team too, so you guys can kind of have an idea. I can also do a video next week on my brutal team, so like the hard team with the provoke, Necmo. But we'll just kind of go from there. I used to run that team with a Shamrock instead of another Necmothar, because they kind of do the same thing. They're not as good because he only does a turn meter boost if you're at a certain percentage, but still very good replacement. That team did 170 million on brutal last time, and this team did 100 and it was like 90 million on brutal. So still really good. All my teams are full auto runs. I don't like to click, so good to go. I'll check back in. right, so we are back. Looks like we're still recording. The team does look like it's going pretty good. Looks like someone kind of died, which is no big issue. Looks like they did steal quite a bit of buffs from us. They got that block buffs. Just cleansed another 8. We're getting almost boss count 350 now, so everybody's gonna be popping off when it comes to the devours and the consumed. So it looks like we have 1 devoured, which is, it is what it is. We're almost on our total turn count limit too, which is fine. This should probably end up wrapping up being the last of it. I do think if I would optimize this team any, it would be somehow getting Razovarg in a cursed set. I think having that extra hex damage for those 2 AoEs that he has is going to be really great. The positive part is I am already going to be farming the Ice Golem, so I'm going to be getting some curse set. So if I can somehow get some fast curse set with attack percentage, attack, and crit damage, crit rate on them, a good combination that's going to really bump up his numbers. They're already super high. Like the bunny is just, he's so good. He has a speed aura. He's given himself a speed increase, so like I could even drop his speed probably another 20 or 30 and he's not going to be lacking any damage. Everybody had a respectable damage for the most part. So you had Reservoir leading it, 95 million. We had Venus coming into second to last with 37. A lot of this damage is probably going to be on poisons. The unfortunate part for her when it comes to the poisons, or not the poisons, the burns, they're not going to tick very often. Everybody else kills them so fast that they don't really tick very often. So she's really there. She's unlocking all of this damage that you got pretty much from the Blade Master. Arima, very respectable, 82.5 million. Sun Wukong, 47 million, which to me it kind of seemed low. So I didn't actually watch most of the run, so I don't know what happened. Maybe when I watch it back, I'll be able to have a better understanding of why his number was lower than what I expected. Blade Master, 74. I kind of expected this number to be up to 60, so I don't know why this one was being so low. With the curse set, I think this number goes up to 150 if I can get somewhere around the same stats. And then Duchess, the respectable 1.1 million, which if you have 6 champions in here, that's a third of your one, or that's a sixth of your 1 key damage. So she pulled her weight for her 1 key damage. But obviously she does way more than damage. She does way more than shields, way more than healing. The healing really came from the leeches that you'd put out here. That's going to be the damage. It did my 300 and it did more than my 320 million. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that result. I'll be farming for the hard team, then going to get them moved in right now. It looks like I can only get them up to 48,000 HP, 3.1 defense, only 254 speed. Crit rates only at 54, crit damage at 99. Would like to pump those up a little bit more. Resistance at 140 and accuracy up to 245, which is plenty. Ideally, I'll probably spend some time in the forge to see if I can get a couple really good rolls on some helmets and some chest piece, because right now my gear, let me show you what I'm looking at. So on the Hell Hades optimizer, I'm looking at a double roll right here, which I have a double roll that's just not ascended on a better banner for him. We're gonna try to get perception on these two. We got the triple roll. It's gonna be hard to beat with defense and with resistance. And then we got a double roll with resistance on a defensive chest plate, which is gonna be hard to beat. But I do think I have quite a bit of, and this isn't even glyphed up for some of these pieces yet, so I can easily put another 5 to 10 in there, and then hopefully get a roll on those speed boots for speed, so another 12. But that's gonna be our damage here. Look forward to having that hard team come out. Like this is very respectable hard team. Uh, Obviously the play on words there, but our attack is really great for it. But I'll show you hopefully a little bit better team that's going to do 3 times the amount of damage. Once again, very respectable. Ninja's awesome. I thought about maybe getting Ninja into this team, but I don't. You can see Mithral with the Hex here getting quite a bit of good damage. So that is going to be the video for today. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it, and we'll catch you in the next one for our hard